Hey, welcome to BreitWerks. So what are we doing? We are going to change a fuel pump in a Boxster today, but there's a why are we doing that? So Boxster 2000 S, it's got a hard to start when warm issue. So we know we need three things: air, spark, and fuel. Normally you can do these things in your head, but I figured, okay, we've done enough now that we need to do like a real root cause analysis here. So I broke out the schematics, and here's where we're at. So I've talked to a lot of educated Boxster people, and everybody said it's the MAF, it's the MAF, it's the MAF. Unplug the MAF, car should start. Unplug the MAF, exact same thing. Car will eventually start, whether the MAF's plugged in or not. It just takes a long time. So also under the air, I smoked the intake to make sure that there wasn't a giant vacuum leak. So no giant vacuum leak anywhere. So we seem to be good there. Then you need fire. So from a fire perspective, the only thing, and this is the new cars, right? The immobilizer was rebuilt, replaced with the computer 2 or 3 years ago when it got wet. So all of that stuff is new-ish. And the car starts fine when super cold. So unless the immobilizer is having like a warm issue, who knows? Other thing that everybody pointed to was a crank sensor. Okay, we changed the crank sensor because that was the cheapest part to change first and easiest. So we've done the MAF test, we've done a smoke test. I think the immobilizer's new, changed the crank sensor. So air and spark, we think we're okay. So now we're pointing at fuel. So I have had a fuel pressure gauge on the rail for the last week, and it always read what seems to be fine. However, I found something that said the spec is really 48 to 51 PSI, and it's reading like 45 or 38 or 40. So I'm wondering, hey, maybe it's the fuel pump. So we've ordered a brand new fuel pump. This is the original equipment. It's supposed to be VDO, but VDO, Continental, and all of those people, they just decide whose box it's going in because we're all owned by the same people. So KP Mitschlingertopf. So that is the, what is it, swirl pot. Oh, there it is, right beneath there. So it's a fuel pump with a swirl pot, and we're gonna go get that in a Boxster. But basically it's because of the hard to start when warm. But if it's not the fuel pump, then we'll go fight with the purge valve. But yeah, today we're gonna change the fuel pump and see if we can get this thing fixed. All right, we'll go start taking stuff apart. If you're watching this video, you are already familiar with the Boxster platform. So the fuel pump is underneath all of this stuff. So we're gonna take all of this stuff out and make our way down there. So we'll see you once we see the top of the fuel pump. All right, so we hit pay dirt. There we have it. We've got 1, 2, 3 fittings and a connector. So we're gonna first make sure that the new pump has the same fittings on the top, and then we'll go from there. So we've gotten the old one out. Make sure you have a bucket or something because that is full of gas. Even if you drain the tank, there'll still be a little bit in there. But we have installed the new one. And let's see if you can see the orientation there. So I believe it only clicks in one way. I did fail to take a photo, but the way the bottom is set up, it kind of clicks in just one way. So now we've got that little guy in there, and you've probably heard all the rumors that you got to make sure that those hoses stay out of the way of the sender. So we're gonna get everything plugged back in, and people say to zip tie it, but I don't know what the heck you would zip tie it to. But once we get the sender back in, we'll figure that out. Unfortunately, once the sender's in, you can't see down in there anymore, so we'll have to do a little description. But we're gonna get on with it. All right, so we took a minute and cleaned everything and waxed it, right? So everything's been cleaned and waxed, including the battery tray. You don't see this stuff, but if it gets rotten, it can be a problem. So I'm just refitting the battery tray, and yeah, we're gonna get that tightened down, battery back in it, and we'll see what happens. Okay, I imagine we're gonna have to do a little bit of cranking, but hey, if you decide to do this at home, make sure you keep a fire extinguisher nearby, because shit happens. But let's see. All right, started. Let's see what kind of fuel pressure we're making. 48, almost 50. So, look under the car. I don't see any leaks. No major gas smells. Okay, we're gonna let this warm up, and then we'll shut her down for 20 minutes, and we'll see if our problem goes away. But wow, she's even idling a little bit better. Who knows? We'll find out in a few. It's been 20 minutes, so this is where we usually have our problem. I can't tell you that my hopes are very high, but we're gonna try it anyway. Ooh, that was me though. I didn't hold the key at all. Nope, still the same effing problem. Yep, once it starts, everything is great. Son of a biscuit. Oh well, we got a fuel pump changed. We're gonna replace every damn part in this car. Hey, check us out at BreitWerks.com. If you like these kind of videos, hit that subscribe button. We are not gonna give up.